माला सुधाम कुंभ विबोध मुद्रा विद्याविराजत करवारी जाताम अपार कारुण्य सुधाम्बुराशिम श्री शारदांबा प्रणतोस्मि नित्यम. Seeking the benediction of Jagannmata Sharda Parmeshwari, Vagdevi Saraswati, that repository of all that is culture, knowledge, tradition, wisdom, art, learning and fine art, I bow to her as I commence my address today. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this pleasant and brief function organized this afternoon to raise a toast for the success of the Shanmukhananda Theatre Group and to commemorate 2 golden decades in the service of this great art of this planet Earth of ours. Over these 2 decades, the Shanmukhananda Theatre Group has energized and enlivened the stage with socially meaningful, spiritually elevating and messages of common necessity for those who have been interested in drama and theatre as a whole. This journey of celebrating excellence through art on the stage continues. Any excuse for celebration is fine. Celebrations are essentially of 2 types. One of thanksgiving to the divine, and second is to keep the past behind and move forward in life, knowing full well that this life is eternal. Friends, life is like a Christmas tree, ever green and fresh. No amount of snow or storm can weather its petals. So too, despite the clouds of adversity through which it passes in a person's life sojourn, it always emerges triumphant. Human spirit is also like that. Human spirit essentially is a celebration. But then not all partying in life are a celebration. Unless you attach a purpose to a celebration, then that celebration becomes relevant and sacred when the body, mind and the soul are in sync with each other. Today is time for thanksgiving to all those who had dominated this stage of ours through theatre over the last 2 decades. Of course, the foremost thanks is to the good Lord for having given us this blessed afternoon. Isavasyam idam sarvam yat kanchanya jagatyam jagat. Says the Isopanishad, whatever happens, wherever happens, is permeated by the same divine force. It is that blessed divine force that has given us this wonderful afternoon for remembrance. And of course, thanks are unqualified reserved for every one of you who have enacted various characters, lived those characters, and brought on the stage an experience, an elevation, an enchantment, and last but not the least, entertainment to everyone who had witnessed what has been put on this stage. The Shanmukhananda Theatre Group was started in the year 2004. That's why it's 2 decades now. Immediately after the Golden Jubilee of the Sabha. During the Golden Jubilee year of the Sabha, several positive steps were taken to expand the sweep and the influence of the activities of the Sabha in the field of fine arts, and more importantly, leave indelible imprints in the sands of time in relation to this glorious tradition of this country of ours. Even after the Golden Jubilee year, that journey continued, and one of the foremost activities we did was to start the Shanmukhananda Theatre Group. Over these 2 decades, we stand corrected because the information given by her had exclusions. So, I seek your apology. In fact, this lists 31 dramas to have been enacted.
After that, there are 4 dramas which is not included in this.
So, unless you give away, no. So, all those dramas, the 35 drama that she is talking about, of the long duration drama, the full length drama, the short skits of an hour's duration, children's theatre, and all sorts of plays conditioned by time, by theme and philosophy have all been enacted during these 20 years. And whenever the Sabha celebrated a milestone, the theatre group was always on hand to enhance the celebrations. When we celebrated the centenary of Bharatratna Dr. M.S. Subbulakshmi, In fact, the entire program in the centenary year of 2016, we started in 2015, was flagged off with the theatre group giving Kaatrinile Varum Geetham on the life and times of Subbalakshmi. To be honest, it elevated the celebrations. Fine, there were many more events during those 3 years which had enriched the celebrations, but the kickstart in 2016 came through Kaatrinile Varum Geetham. And during the Diamond Jubilee year of the auditorium, which was 2022, when I suggested to her that the happening on the stage of this stage have to be staged through an enactment, she was quick enough to bring Thodarvum Ninaivugal. She first gave us Unarvugal, and I think the first, so she corrected it when we came for remembrances, Ninaivugal, and then she said it will remain as Thodarum Ninaivugal. There is an A missing over there which is added at the top. People with sharp eyes can see it, others can come closer and see that the mistake stood corrected. Now, this has been the journey of the Shanmukhananda Theatre Group to stand with the institution as an integral part of the varied activities, the portfolio, the diverse portfolio of range of activities in the field of art and fine arts that the Sabha has been perpetuating and promoting over the last 72 years. Theatre is all-encompassing, all-pervading, all-inclusive. It has all natures, all characters, because it's intended for all class of people. Theatre, in fact, mirrors the realities of life on the stage. Victor Hugo once said, if the mirror is ordinary, the outcome from that mirror, which is the image, will be less than ordinary, lifeless and listless. So the mirror that we seek to portray through theatre should be focused. A dispersed mirror can never be used for seeing. So the hallmark of a good theatre is the focus on the message that needs to be conveyed through the art that is being exhibited. It not only x-rays, as I said over here, the spiritual, the cultural, and the social relevance, not only of the time when the play is being staged, and also of historical times. The past, the experience of the past also gets showcased through theatre. This word theatre comes from Greece. It means coming and seeing. That's a literal translation of this word in Greek. Therefore, theatre is essentially a place where you come to see the happening on the stage. And if the stage does not give you what is relevant, then it is not a theatre. And this gets more amplified later when I come to Tamil theatre, when Tamil theatre recognizes the irrelevance of an absurdity on the stage by nomenclature itself. This, the hallmark, the gold standard of a good theatre, from the point of view of a connoisseur, from the point of view of an ordinary person or a critic alike, is when the character enters into the skin of the person whom you want to portray. That's why I said over there, it's not you over there, it's that character that comes onto the stage. Shekhar Sen, the former chairman of Sangeet Natak Academy in the Padma Shri body, well-known theatre artist, solo artist, monoplays are his strength. And virtually every drama of his we have staged in the Sabha. And once I casually asked him, "Oh Shekhar Sahab, आज क्या विवेकानंद बन गए क्या?" So to that he said, if I am staging Vivekanand or Surdas or Tulsidas, many weeks before I become Vivekanand, I become Surdas, I become Tulsidas, I walk like them, I speak like them, I live like them, I eat like them. The sheen of that character gets into my veins. And even after performing on the stage, it takes several days before it gets washed out of the body. that I regain my own self and then get ready for the next episode or the drama that comes. No, this is the gold standard, both for an artist and as well for the play. If people sitting on this side were to believe that the character that is reflecting is indeed the character, and if he were to close his eyes, he would believe that the character itself has descended from the ages to entertain them, then you know your day has been won. The Tamil theatre is one of the oldest theatres the world has ever seen. It has an heritage. It has a past which spans more than 2 millennia. The first of the plays that were brought out in early times was in the 2nd century BC. And in those days, it was typically called as Kooth. When I said Kooth in the literal sense of Tamil means something which is not encouraging a word to use. And it was called as Kooth. And since the plays were all done in the streets, it was called as Terukooth. In the Terukooth, the dominant factor in the plays of south of India was a combination of dance, drama, and the act. So unlike the northern theatre, which has also adopted all these things in recent times, the Tamil theatre had the flavor of both the culture, the music, and the dance, which was part interwoven into the dance theatre. Pammal Sambandam Mudaliyar, often acknowledged as the father of Tamil theatre, he passed away in the year 1964. 60 years have rolled by, but that barrister left such deep imprints on the structure of the play itself, the purpose of a play, of the role of an actor, that today if the theatre is flourishing, is thanks to the seeds that were sown 6 decades before. He still lives through the performance of good artists of our times. And in recent years, in the medieval times, the Tamil theatre flourished thanks to the patronage of kings, courts of wisdom, and royalty, and wealthy merchants. This is the only art which was funded by wealthy merchants. So during that period, several magnum opuses came. Manimegale came, Silappatikaram came, Kundalakeshi came. But they were the foundation for the theatre itself. In later years, they were able to adopt the realities of what's on the ground. So gender discrimination, women empowerment, caste untouchability, and fortunately or unfortunately, the Dravidian aspects of a non-believer also came onto the stage. But the stage had evolved over time to manifest the contemporary reality of what is obtaining in current. And if today, the present times, you could see hundreds and thousands of stage artists, how many theatres are there in Chennai, I think there is enough reason to say that Tamil theatre today is flourishing. And the type of subjects that are being taken. And in the yester years, we had only one Komal Swaminathan who could look at the social aspects of drama, things like Tannir Tannir and others which came onto the stage, which our Sabha itself has enacted almost all his plays over there. But then, in later years, it was related to family, it was related to social issues. But today, there is a movement which takes it for climate change, greenhouse effect, living standard change due to change in the environment itself. All these things are slowly but surely getting into Tamil theatre. But it has gone into English theatre much, much ahead of time. But then Tamil theatre has got the scent and the flavor of this. This year is the centenary of Nadaka Kavalar R.S. Manohar. The brand of theatre that he gave to all of us was based on history and mythology. He wore the character that he adorned on the stage. I think whether it was Lankeshwaran, whether it is Chanakya Shabadam when the tuft is being rolled over and said, till Pulakeshi is defeated, this won't come. And that was the solemn assurance to Chandragupta Maurya. I think if you had watched it, it would have been far more effective than reading the history of the golden age of Gupta Empire of the 302 BC period when that kingdom ruled the world. This is the impact of theatre. It has far more visual value, a value that penetrates into the mind than reading a book of history or even hearing storytelling like Harikatha is being done. But far more potent than that is the drama itself. Next year, the lovers of theatre all over the country will be celebrating the centenary of the father of Indian drama, Ibrahim Isikal. Ibrahim Isikal was the director of the National School of Drama. Countless number of all these celebrity Bollywood artists that you are looking at were all molded, shaped by Ibrahim in the school of dance. And his dramas, they were essentially of short duration, but they were power-packed with so much a message and live acts which would make you believe that what you are seeing is what is happening. It's not storytelling on the stage. He too has left a big void in the Hindi theatre and of course in the regional theatres which were dominated by NSD over those years. But then the current 2 years indicate that there is enough opportunity when you celebrate the milestones of these two greats of Indian drama. There is equal chance that it will flourish in the years ahead. The theatre was Sabha's STG was as I said, was started in the year 2004. For 2 long decades, Santosh Rajan has been holding on to the center stage of its activities. And if the stage had made members believe that it is something very well offered to them, it is thanks to her interest. And I've always wondered if she had not got a chance. If Providence had not brought her over here, when she was in Santa Cruz, probability of becoming a member in any club over there is 0. But when she came along with her husband and became a member over here and showcased that these are her deep and abiding interests in addition to, of course, the women's wing activities which were there, I was always thinking, if this lady had not got a platform, all that she had would have been wasted. Thomas Gray in Elegy says, full many a gem of purest ray serene, dark caves of ocean bare, full many a gem is born to blush and flower is born to blush and seen, and waste his sweetness in the desert air. She would have been a flower which would have blossomed in the desert, of no value to the society or even to her. But then, geriatry has its own issues. The good thing that she has done is, over these years, she has structured the entire organization of STG, and today she could, whenever she wants, say that this far and no beyond. She has already trained Subbalakshmi to take over. Today she gives the story, because when she wrote those Sirukadagal, the Sabha brought out in the form of a book called as Sirukadagal, and all those short stories were part of my Independence Day celebrations, Republic Day celebrations, or given during the Members' Day celebrations over there. She converted all her writings and stories into drama. She has done. I think now she can start writing so that we can have more of those coming on for the various programs that we are looking at. What is the way ahead for the theatre group in Shanmukanand Sabha? Is it just producing some more dramas for entertainment? or packing my calendar of events that we offer for the members with 1 or 2 dramas. She has regretted that you don't have a drama festival over here. But I said I need a festival of your own dramas first. And then we will look at others' dramas coming onto our stage. So, what is it in store for the theatre group? At the last meeting, we had already said that once the tower block is further expanded with 2 more floors coming up, 1 floor will be earmarked for the Shanmukananda School of Drama. And so it would be a performing theatre. It would be a performing theatre, but with a rider that it will just not be a Tamil theatre. The flavor of Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi should all be seen over here. So that is one that we had committed ourselves to, as and when the sanctions come and the performing theatre comes of age. Then it can also provide opportunity for other artists to use the facility and do rehearsals before they can go on to any stage. So this is the first that will happen for the theatre group. The most important thing is that whenever milestones come, we expect the theatre group to contribute to the celebrations. In just about 3 years from now, the Sabha will be celebrating its Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of the Sabha. And just another 2 years down the line, the theatre group will be celebrating its Silver Jubilee. And if I were to wish and desire, how would it celebrate its Silver Jubilee? Probably it has to give its 50th offering in the year 2029. No, that's too tough a call, because from 35 or whatever you have number over here, in about another 5 years' time, we'll have to pack it up with minimum 15 programs. எழுதுறதுக்கு சாந்தனை கொடுக்குது, எழுதி வச்சுட்டோன்னா நாங்கள் என்ன பண்ணுறோம். So, to pack it with 15 plays, full-length plays I'm talking about, not the shorter ones, and then give that golden offering in the Silver Jubilee of the theatre, I think that would be a signal that the theatres indeed come of age. When the Shanmukananda Theatre Group was started, it gave a message far and wide to which it did not live up to. Because the first production, Amma Retire Girl, was an adaptation from a Marathi play. So it gave them the mean that there is so much available even in the regional plays, whether it is Marathi, Bengali, or even Hindi play. So the answer for 15 programs is that you can adapt generously from all these regional theatres, because some of the best can be brought in and they will make the Tamil theatre also rich. So that's very easy to do, because the theme is already there, the story is already there. Just translate it and then adapt it to localize it to customized conditions of the South Indian flavor. Then you have the dramas around. So that's not very difficult to take. And once the regional flavor comes in, then the theatre will retain the national identity of a theatre group. A regional identity should graduate to that national level, and that would be the best tribute that we can ever pay to the theatre group for the activity that is doing for and on behalf of the Sabha. If the Sabha were to emerge as a cultural center of national eminence, the first institution in the country to come to that level, the theatre has an equal role to play to expand the sweep of its influence, widen its footprints, and get to realities beyond the Tamil understanding. That will help the national character for the institution as a whole. As I come to the end of my address today, I don't call it as brief, because I thought we are still not hungry, that I would give you some words. Come to the end of this address. I'm sure great days are ahead for every activity of this institution, not just limited only to the theatre. But then, as Socrates said, it's all in your hands. How much you take, how well you take, will make the difference. And if you take it well, you flourish and grow with it. And if like the sparrow which was punctured before the king, then theatre will also demise. Because the hallmark of a vibrant society should be the speed with which you will remove the activities which do not add value and bring in activities which will add value. Finally, I think we should thank all of you for having given this art as an added activity of this institution. And I'm just reminded of what Pope John Paul VI said, honor and shame from no condition arise, act well your part, therein the honor lies, therein the honor lies. Thank you.